Okay. Julio, first episode.
Yes,
First episode,
sir.
everyone. You excited?
Yes.
I am excited.
I
too.
was excited in the recording section.
Yeah. So, hello guys. This is our first episode from Foreign Citizen. We're so happy we're doing that. Finally. We actually did record the first episode, but we were not very satisfied with the audio, so we end up going there and buying microphones. But we're still gonna show that episode.
Yeah.
So before we start, make sure you subscribe to our channel
Hit the like button.
and leave us a comment. You can always follow us and reach out to us on Instagram at Julio Medina at Samerjkhoury. Right?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes. No, but yes.
Yeah, but we'll put it
We'll
here
put it.
anyway,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
above our heads or
Yeah.
something. So enjoy the crappy audio and sorry about that. Warning! Foreign accent! 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Julio, man, I can't believe we're finally doing this.
Yeah, I mean, it have been so long.
Yeah.
Like, I always wanted to have a podcast in Spanish, but having it in English like it's a really big challenge.
Yeah, so telling the viewers, please mind the accent because like we're gonna tell you where each one of us is from, and we clearly have an accent.
Yeah, and
But
for me, it's like the first time that I talk to the camera this way, and I told Sam like, if we're gonna do a podcast,
Yeah.
it's gonna be at my apartment, like chill, we're drinking ourselves, and it's good. But right now, look at this. We are in the middle of the beach,
yeah,
and there's like 10 people.
I mean, man,
10 people there.
We are in Miami, so it's good to start the first podcast
Yeah.
on the beach because it's Miami, you
Yeah.
know. So it doesn't make sense to start in an apartment. So just a little context. Julio and I both been living in Miami for 3 years now. I moved here maybe like 1 month before you did.
Yeah, I have 2.5.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't completed 3 years yet. I'll be 3 years in Miami in March. So yeah, I moved here I guess like a month before you did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and we became friends. It's a funny story,
Yeah.
but probably we're gonna come back to it.
So like life put us together. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I think we should start just by introducing ourselves. Like Julio, I'll let you take the lead.
I'm gonna introduce you, and you introduce me.
Okay, go ahead.
So here is Sam. He's an architect. With me this way, like we were working together as architects in a company. He's from Lebanon, and he has been doing YouTube video for how long? Like 5 years
Yeah.
or more
Yeah.
than that. He's
But
an expert.
I'm not. I don't consider myself a YouTuber because I'm not like posting
but-
weekly.
Okay, but then your videos are like super
Thank you, Julio. Thank
good
you.
quality.
Thank you.
And here is, I'm gonna introduce myself too. Here's me, I'm Julio, and I don't do shit.
So no, I'm gonna introduce you. So
Okay.
this is Julio. We've been friends for 2 years,
2 years.
and we met here in Miami. He's from Dominican Republic. He's an architect as well. We do a lot of stuff together. He doesn't make YouTube videos, but he's a great designer. That's something that I noticed when I met him. And yeah, I'm Sam. My name is Samer, but
Samer, yeah.
they call me Sam because they call me Samir here. I don't like it, so I go with Sam. But yeah, you can call me whatever. So Julio, how did you end up in Miami, man?
Well,
Like, what's the story?
It's a short story, like it's not a big story, and it's funny. Like I'm an American citizen, and I've been living in
Wait, how you are an American citizen? Like,
Because my mom used to live in New York when she was younger. She
Okay.
worked there for many years. And then when she got me and my sister, she went back to Dominican Republic. So I think
that was a bad decision.
I know that. I told
That
her
was
every
a
day.
bad
Every
decision.
day I said the same thing. Like, man, that's bad.
Yeah.
But I studied in Dominican Republic. I've been in Dominican Republic like my entire life. I studied there architecture, and then when I graduated, I worked there for like 2 years, and be like working, hustling all day, every time. And then some of my friends, shout out to Miguel and Maria,
Miguel!
they moved to Miami, and every time they went back to Dominican Republic, they were talking like to me, hey, you're an American, like you should be in the US, like you should move and live with us, like move. And I was like, even like from school, they were telling me that, and I was
so
like,
they were with you in the same school?
Yeah, we studied together, architecture.
Oh, you studied architecture together, okay.
So they like trying to convince me all the time, and I was like, I don't see myself living in the US.
Yeah.
And if you tell me like 3 years ago, like you're gonna be living in Miami, I will say, man, that's
But why?
bullshit.
Why you don't see yourself like
man,
living here?
when you graduate, you have this idea of you're gonna be a really good architect. You're gonna start working.
Are you a really good architect?
I'm a really good architect, but man, like making.
Did you get to the point where you wanted, like, what you imagined yourself?
No, man.
No?
Not even like
So
10%.
far.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
far.
Not even like 10%.
You're doing podcast now, so
Yeah.
that's a proof.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, like they convinced me to live here, but I've never been in Miami before. Before
So-
that,
So when you left New York, when your mother left New York and went to Dominican Republic, you never came back to the US.
yes, I came to visit, you know.
Yeah, but
visit my
where did
family.
you go? Like New York?
New York, just
okay.
New York. And okay, so then they convinced me to move here, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna visit first because I've never been in Miami before that. Before
Yeah.
they convinced me, and I said, okay, I'm gonna plan a vacation. It's gonna be like 2 weeks vacation in Miami and then New York because I was planning to, you know,
Check
some
New York.
chances
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah.
I knew that I was not gonna move.
Because you have family in New York, right?
Yeah. But
okay.
I don't like New York. I don't know why. The weather and everything.
You
But
don't like the cold weather?
no.
You like
I
sitting
hate-
in the sun like
Man,
now?
It's like Dominican Republic 2.0. You know, it's the same.
Yeah. It's a better version of
yeah.
DR.
Yeah.
Don't talk shit about your country, man.
Man, I
Come
love
on.
my country,
Come on,
but-
if you
but
don't, I'm just kidding.
So then I came from vacation and I was like, damn, man, this is like Dominican Republic 2.0, and man, it was really good. Like I love it.
Oh, really?
Immediately.
What did you like about it? Like, what did you like about
Man,
Miami?
like I love the weather in Dominican Republic. And, like what I love the most from Dominican Republic is the beaches.
Okay.
So if I move to New York,
So you are a beach guy. You like to go to the
yeah,
beach.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a surfer. I do wakeboard. That's
All
bullshit.
lies, all lies. Don't believe him.
I like the beach and I like the rivers and I like to do things like outdoor. In New York, it's city, like everywhere you
Yeah.
go. So that's what I love from
And
Miami.
we're talking New York. We're talking like Manhattan.
Yeah,
New York.
Manhattan,
Not-
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
So you went back to Dominican Republic. What did you do after the vacation?
Man, like I tell to myself, okay, and I tell Miguel and Maria, I remember that like yesterday. I tell them like, give me 6 months. And I'm gonna save all the money that I can. I already spent all my money here in Miami for vacation for real.
Yeah, vacation in Miami is not cheap.
yeah.
It's not cheap.
So I
Coming on
went to
vacation-
Disney, Miami. I was here in Miami. Then I went to New York, spending money like crazy. When I came back to Dominican Republic, and I said, okay, I'm gonna start saving all the money I can, and I did it. And I remember, like, I was telling like all my friends that I'm moving to Miami. I'm moving to Miami, and they were like,
No one
okay,
believed you.
nobody
Man,
believed
they
me.
don't. I don't. Yeah.
And then when I gave my boss the card, like
The resignation letter?
yeah, resignation letter, he was like, then they started like, man, this guy is leaving.
Yeah. He's not kidding.
This is real.
He's not kidding anymore.
It's for real. And then even
What did your parents say?
man, my
at this
mom, like
point?
2 weeks before moving, she was like, "Are you really moving?" And Mom, I already bought the ticket. Like, I'm
think I'm
moving.
kidding?
And I like because I didn't pack everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's me. Like, I packed everything the day before.
Yeah.
You know me. you know.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yeah,
"Are
we
you-
traveled
are you-"
many times before, and
Yeah.
like going to the airport, I'm like, Julio, yeah, we're going to the airport. He's like, yeah, just give me 1 second, I'm packing. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? What? You're packing now? He's like, yeah, I'm packing. It's just gonna take me 1 second, and then he forgets everything.
Yeah.
He forgets
That's the bad
everything.
thing about.
Yeah.
So I packed everything and I moved here, and that's how all started.
That's how it all started.
Yeah.
So you moved with Miguel. You stayed with
I
Miguel.
moved with Miguel. Shout out Miguel again.
So that's why the shout out. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah, yeah,
Miguel.
Thank
you made this guy not become homeless.
Yeah.
So you moved here and you start looking for a job.
I moved
basically.
here and I started looking for jobs. I remember that's the biggest challenge for me. My English, if you see, probably I'm gonna say a lot of bad, like wrong words and spelling things.
It's okay.
that
It's okay. It's the foreign citizen, man. So
So like I started applying for jobs, and I remember myself like in front of the mirror, practicing for the interview.
oh shit, really? You did that?
Yeah. Man, like a week, like.
Like what did you used to do? Like tell me, come on, do a scene. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Man, for
in
me,
front of the mirror, like
I'm
hello, my name is Julio.
I'm shy, you know that. I'm not like outgoing guy, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, hello, like my name is Julio. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I studied there for like 2 years and blah, blah, blah. I studied there. I've been working as an architect, an interior designer in this and that company. We used to do like restaurants and used to do like residential.
So you started like practicing.
Yeah. All everything I said, it was like I said it in front of the mirror.
And did it
before.
work in the interview? Like when you went to the interview,
they hired
did it work?
me. It was the second interview, and they hired me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the second company they hired you is the same company I worked for.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I spent like 2 months looking for jobs, and after 2 months, I got it.
Great.
Yep. That's my story.
That's how you moved here.
Yeah.
And like, do you regret it?
Man, not even 1%. Like I love my country, and I love all the people there, my family, everything, but it was a good decision, man. If I can take all the people from the Dominican Republic and put it here,
I know, man.
perfect.
I know. Like create your own little country inside,
little
inside
Dominican
Miami.
Republic,
Yeah.
And what about you?
What about me? Yeah, my story is a little bit a similar story, but my story started in 2012. So in 2012, my uncle applied. He applied like long time ago for us to get a green card.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2012, we finally got approved to get a green card. And technically, you are supposed to be living here. When you get a green card, you are supposed to be living here. You're not supposed to leave the country. Basically, you need to become a citizen and you need to live in the United States. So since 2012, after I graduated, I was like doing a lot of work in Lebanon. I had my architecture practice. I was doing like high-end residential. I was doing some commercial, and I was busy. Like I was like super busy. Back in 2012, I was still in college, so I had to make a decision. Okay, should I leave college and go just start in United States, or should I stay there and finish my education? So I decided to stay and finish my education. But because you had to be in the States every 6 months or every year at least, I was always traveling here.
Okay.
So I started traveling to the States back and forth for about like probably I would say from 2012 to 2018, just traveling every 6 months to the States. So I've been like everywhere. Like I've been in Boston, Washington, Los Angeles, Denver, all the places, and I have relatives everywhere except Miami. So I never visited Miami. I have my uncle. He lives in Orlando, north of Orlando, in Ocala.
But it's not the same.
No, definitely not the same. Ocala is definitely not Miami. So I used to go there all the time, and I've never visited Miami, like ever. And I was working. I remember at that time I was working on a project in Lebanon, and I said to myself, like, if I'm not gonna get a bigger project than this, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna go and explore some options. And so I was working on this project, and then my cousin, he used to live in Gabon in Africa. His name is Joe. Shout out to Joe. Joe! So he used to live there, and he was traveling to the States. Oh, now you're gonna put your sunglasses?
Man, it's killing me.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the shade. So he reached out to me, and he's like, man, it's been a long time. And he's like one of my best friends. And he's like, it's been a long time, like we need to meet. I'm gonna be in the States. I think you're gonna be in the States at the same time, so let's meet in Miami. I'm like, Miami? Well, I've never been in Miami. I don't know anyone in Miami. He's like, well, we're gonna spend some time together. Like, let's consider it a vacation. And again, we know no one in Miami. Like 0 people in Miami, no one. I was like, okay, cool. Let's meet in Miami. So I came to Miami in end of 2018. This is when I moved to Miami. Not I moved, sorry. I visited Miami in 2018. So we came here. We spent a week in Miami Beach. We had a hotel. Yeah, we were like, Man, I remember this trip was the most expensive vacation I ever took.
Damn.
Ever.
I know. Miami.
I spent, man, probably
Miami
around
is expensive.
like $10,000, and that one trip for 2 weeks. I spent a lot of money on that.
How
trip.
many people did you buy?
How many people?
do you buy?
I didn't buy people, man. It was expensive.
You can
because-
buy me with 10 stuff.
I know, but we were staying in South Beach because we didn't know better. Like now, it's like living here, it's different. You know that.
So
You
this
know-
area is like another country.
Yeah, Miami Beach and Miami are completely two different, like, different vibes, different everything. Like for us living in Miami, we don't consider Miami Beach a part of Miami. It's
No.
different. It's like where the tourists go. No offense.
We go there as a tourist.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So we spent 1 week in Miami Beach, and we were like drinking every night. We were going to parties. We were doing like all the crazy shit. And then we went on a cruise for like also like 4 or 5 days. Hence the money I spent. So we came back, and I remember we were sitting like at Miami Beach, and we were drinking beer. And we were sitting in a hotel called Lord Balfour, I guess. Now it's not anymore. It's not there. So we were sitting there and we were drinking beer, and I looked at him. I'm like, man, I'm moving to Miami. He's like, you're just fucking with me. I'm like, for real. I'm gonna go back to Lebanon, pack all my stuff, and move to Miami. He's like, okay, whatever. So that trip ended. Went back to Lebanon, finished all my work that I was doing.
How much did you spend like in Lebanon since you went back and moved?
No, so I actually no.
18?
I went to Lebanon. I finished all my project I was working on. I had some commitment that I need to take care of because I had my office. I had
So you
everything,
can leave
so-
everything.
Yeah, I couldn't just okay, I'm just staying here. I'm not going back. No, I had to go back to finish everything, and it was good. So I finished everything. I had some some clients need to pay me. I told them, okay, don't pay me, just send me the money to the States right away. So I already made the decision. And my mother, like your mother, she's like, oh, you're not moving to Miami. You're just talking shit,
They never
like
believe
you're not moving. I'm like, okay, you'll see. And 17 March, I remember the day. I packed all my stuff and I moved, man. I didn't know no one. So I first moved to Orlando. I flew to Orlando. I stayed with my uncle for 1 week. Then I flew to Boston to see my cousin. I went there. I bought a car from the auction. We went to the auction, man. It was like boom, 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 cars everywhere. Like,
Do they type fast?
like, damn, this car is sold already. I was like, oh, I like this one. Sold, fuck. So I was like, man, I need to buy a car. So eventually, at the end of the day, there was no one. Because, they go early in the morning, they buy the cars, they leave, they don't stay there. So my car came in, and no one was bidding on it. I'm like, okay, 7,000. Yeah, I paid 7,000 for my car. It was a good bargain, man.
7,000.
7,000.
I don't
man.
believe you.
I swear to God, man.
No. Let's stop. Good. Man, stop lying.
Man, $7,000. How much do you think I paid?
Like 10?
No,
At the least?
I paid 7,000.
Damn, do you have a gun in your hand? Like 7,000?
No. No one was bidding on it
Ah.
because everyone left. It was at 2, I guess, after lunch. So no one was bidding. I was like, yeah. And he's like, sold. And I had my friend with me. He's a friend of my father, and he has access to the auction, so he took me there. And he's like, oh, you just bought the car. I'm like, no shit. He's like, yeah, you bought it. See, this is your number. You bought the car. I'm like, oh fuck.
Good, man.
Man, I didn't know if the car was good, if the car was bad. I didn't know it because you don't get to test it.
Yeah.
You said you just put it there and you buy it. I'm like, oh shit, I bought the car. He's like, okay. So we got the car, we paid for it, and I checked the car, man. It was perfect. And I've been driving this car for 3 years, man. For 7,000, it's still brand new. And if I want to sell it now, I sell it for 10,000.
Yeah.
After 3 years. So yeah, we got off the topic. So I bought the car, and I drove all the way to Orlando.
So wait, where did you get it?
In Boston.
Boston, okay.
So
how many hours did you spend driving?
So basically, I drove 8 hours from Boston to DC. I stayed in DC with my cousin. It was my birthday, so we celebrated my birthday. Blah blah blah. We had fun.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yeah.
You know me.
You celebrate, man.
I celebrate I celebrate anything, man.
So when we went to, I don't remember the barber shop.
Yeah, it wasn't my birthday.
It
But
wasn't his birthday, and everybody was celebrating his birthday.
Yeah,
a really good
Man,
a party.
We need to tell the story. It's
Gonna be another story.
Yeah, it's gonna be in some other podcast. So I went to DC. I spent a weekend in DC. We celebrated my birthday. Then I drove to Orlando. I got to Orlando. I spent in Ocala. I spent like 4 other days, just packed everything, rented a house in Miami, Airbnb, and just drove to Miami, man.
I remember, man. So when you move at the beginning, like the 2 first month,
I was
you
living
were
in my
in
car. man.
living in his car, like
Yeah.
Airbnb, and like every week he packed everything
Yeah.
and put it in the car.
Yeah, man,
And I
man.
remember when we used to travel to Alabama or Texas, you put
Yeah.
all your stuff in the car,
Leave
and
it at
travel.
the airport.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. So, man, they're gonna think I'm homeless, but that's not the story. So basically, I rented a Airbnb, and I stayed in it in 3 months before I got the job, and then I got the job, same as you. We started together, and we were traveling. Like we were always traveling. Like we were from one state to another, always traveling. And one day I got a call from the landlord, and she was like, "Oh, we sold the house, and
Damn.
you have to leave by the end of the week." I'm like, "What? Like, I'm not even in Miami. Like, I'm in Alabama." She's like, "Yeah, well, unfortunately, we sold the house, and they need you out of there by the end of the week." I'm like, "Okay." So I came back to Miami, packed all my shit, put it in the car, and I couldn't find an apartment. And I was looking for an apartment. I wanted to get something like in downtown Miami, where I live now, somewhere close to the company. Which, by the way, we never went to the main office. Like, never. Ever. So I was looking for an apartment over there, and I couldn't find anything. And I was traveling all the time. Like, every week I was not in Miami. I was just flying, just coming back on the weekend.
That's another story that we.
We're gonna tell later. So I used to like travel during the week and come back on the weekend, pick up my car from the airport. I had all my stuff in it, and go stay in a hotel for the weekend, then travel back on Monday. And I did that for like 2 months until I found an apartment eventually.
I remember, and man, that was
Yeah.
that was a challenge, man. So
Yeah.
how like for you what has been the biggest challenge, like at the beginning? What do you think is the biggest challenge? Not the language,
biggest-
because you used to speak English like
No,
Good.
no. So like my English isn't perfect.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
English is my challenge at this moment. What is yours?
Listen, like when you move to a new country, you are from a different country. It's not the same. Like, you know, applying for a job, even though like they don't like discriminate or whatever, but it's not the same. You don't have the confidence, especially if it's your first job. You don't have the confidence to like be comfortable, to talk whatever you want to do, at least at first.
Yeah.
And like, man, there's a lot of challenges, but the way I think, the way I got through it, that I never thought about the challenges. Like I never thought like, oh, this is a challenge. No, I'm just like, this is my goal. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I want to get to it, and I got to it. Like I never thought about the challenges. I know there were many, but I never thought about them. So for
But
me, like
like
they
you-
don't exist.
So you like for me, I was like way out of my comfort zone in everything. Like
Yeah,
every aspect of my life was something new for me. Because everything is different to
Of course.
our countries, you know.
of course. Yeah, when I was living, like before I got the job, and I kept myself busy. Like I started doing more YouTube videos. I started doing more activities. I signed up in like a CrossFit. I started doing CrossFit, and I met a lot of people. And like I'm the type of person who can talk with anyone, and just
I'm not.
yeah. So I wouldn't concern myself like. Of course, you were out of your comfort zone, and everything is new and different. But I like that. Like it's a challenge that I like. I don't consider it like, oh, what I'm gonna do. No, it's
No, for me that was a challenge. Like living in Dominican Republic, I was living with my mom. I had a job and I was really comfortable, and I wanted to get out of this comfort zone. So when I get in the comfort zone, I always like try to get out of it because nothing new happening in your life.
yeah.
And for me, like moving here, that changed my life.
It did.
Everything, yeah.
Man, everything changed. Like your entire life changed, just because a decision you made. Like I'm moving to Miami.
Yeah. And it's like not thinking about it too much. Like you have to like just do it and then you think it. If not, you're gonna be like stuck in your place doing like,
Yeah, you
thinking
don't.
about it.
Yeah, you can't like decision like this. You cannot overthink. There's always gonna be challenges. It's never gonna be easy.
And question, like, what would you say to your past, like the summer from the past? That's a good.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good question.
What would I
2
tell
points for me.
my younger self?
Yeah, like 3 years ago, Sam.
I would tell him like everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I will say the same. Like,
Don't worry about anything. Just
so
if you like something, just go for it. Just basically that's what I did. I would just say like do the same thing and everything's gonna be fine.
yeah, I will say like you're good enough for whatever you want.
Exactly.
So wherever you're doing right now, you are good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So for everybody that is trying to or is like thinking in moving to another country, like doing doing masters in the US, you don't need that. Like if if you can do the job, they don't care. Here they don't care. You have to be like doing your job and doing doing the good job, and that's it.
And I would tell him like always be confident, like always. Like here, I noticed this. They like confident people. Even if you don't do it, like if you're nothing, if you are confident, people tend to trust you, and people tend to work with you better. You know, if you don't trust yourself, who's gonna trust you?
Yep.
You know, so that's very, very important.
I probably would say that to me right now.
No, come on, you got way better. You got way better. Like when I first met this guy, like his English, oh my god.
I remember, man, when we were on meetings, man, my English was so bad that we were on meetings and they were saying like a lot of things for me to get notes and do like designs wise, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like taking notes of the words that I don't know. I was like writing all the words that I don't know.
He used to look at me, he's like, what? What's going on?
So I used to write all these words and go home and search it on the internet.
Yeah.
Man, that's like I laugh about it now, but at this moment I was like,
yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
I know, and remember, like our job was like a corporate nature, like our job it wasn't easy. It wasn't just like designing. We were like involved in so many things.
And they didn't like teach us anything.
Yeah, we were like, okay, we were
hired and like do everything
exactly
suddenly, without no clue of what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and it's not like we are architects, but the company we used to work for, it's not an architecture firm.
Yeah.
It was like involved in real estate. It was like a corporate company.
Yeah. And the process for everything. If you wanna buy one screws, you have to send an email. You have to watch.
This is like here in the state, everything is like this. Like this stuff, it's like this. But yeah.
That's what it is.
So yeah, man, that's more beer. You want beer?
Of course.
That's the story.
It's hot, man. He's in the shadow right now, so the shadow moved all the way there, and I'm in the sun right now. So.
What are you waiting for me to pour your beer?
Yeah. I'm thirsty.
You already drank too?
Yeah.
Damn.
Man, I need to get chill.
Yeah.
Be chill.
So you're not
It's new for me. You have to learn. Good.
Cheers.
Okay. Juice. Orange juice. So tell me, like, why? What was the reason? Like, what pushed you to move to the US? Because like people think like we moved to the US because we wanna just change our life, like blah blah blah, like we're gonna experience like new life, but not like there's a back story or
there's always a backstory. For me, like on top of that, that you want to change your life, you want to experience new things. For me, I've been like after I graduated, I was like traveling a lot, and I was working a lot, and it just came down to numbers basically for me. So I was like going to China to buy furniture for my businesses, for like clients, stuff like that. And one time I went there during Canton Fair. So I went there to the fair, and man, I was just like amazed by the market, like the amount of people, like the businesses, how everything moves. Like it was insane. It was like something that I'd never seen before. And I was thinking to myself, like, Lebanon, like the market in Lebanon is tiny. No matter how hard you work, no matter what you do.
Even like the population is.
Yeah,
not
the
a big
population is tiny. Like your market, it's tiny. And this all started even before like the economic crash happened in Lebanon.
Yeah.
So this was like back in
Like if you see
in
this
late
video,
2018.
if you see this video right now, so right now it's happening like
Yeah.
an economic
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
situation.
Now it's like it's so bad.
Because
Like,
probably you're gonna see this video like 10 years later, and we're gonna see this video 10
years later, like
to
yeah,
get context. You
yeah,
know?
right now like the economy in Lebanon is like super bad. $1 is like 20,000 lira. It used to be 1,500.
So like the average salary.
The average salary is like $60.
Damn.
Yeah, between $40 and $60. Yeah, it used to be like 1,000, 1,500. So yeah, the economy is doing really bad. And remember, I moved before like everything happened.
Yeah.
So after I traveled like to China and did business like over there, I came back to Lebanon and I started just doing the numbers. You know, like I want to start a business, I want to make more money, and just the numbers didn't add up. Like the numbers, like no matter what I did, it just didn't add up, and the economic situation started to go bad. Like at this point, it like everything you can see the writing on the wall. You know, you can already see it. Like everything's gonna go bad. So I said to myself, like, okay, if I'm not gonna get something better, that's gonna something like bigger, something better, that's gonna give me some hope to like grow, to expand, I should not waste any more time. I should explore like other option, and that's what I did. That's what I did.
So if you would know this like knowledge that you have right now about the economy, would you move like earlier?
Yeah, I would move even earlier, man.
Me too.
Of course, yeah.
Me too.
But you cannot. At least I did something. Like
Yeah.
I had some money in the bank that I withdraw. I had some clients that need to pay me. I told them, don't pay me in Lebanon, just send it straight to the States. And then I was able to keep all my money. Like all my friends in Lebanon, they lost all their monies because it's in the bank and the bank is not giving it back.
Wow.
So I was lucky. It wasn't all luck. Like it wasn't all luck. It was like I just sat down and just thought about everything.
Yeah.
You know? I wasn't, and whenever you have emotion involved in decision like this, you won't get anything done. Because you have emotion involved, and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm leaving my family, I'm leaving, you know, this and that, I'm gonna miss them. That doesn't mean I don't miss them. I do miss them, and I miss everything. But man, you need to think. Like you need to, you know, to sit down, be honest with yourself.
Yeah. That, like
put everything
sometimes,
on the
like,
table.
because sometimes you lie to yourself. Like
Yeah,
you
you always lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Not sometimes. You always lie to yourself.
you have to like be cold-minded and just do the numbers, do everything you need to take that decision.
Exactly.
In my case, it was like the same. Like the culture in Dominican Republic is like when you graduate from school and you have to live with your parents till you get married,
Yeah, it's
or
the same in Lebanon.
till you have a partner. I don't know, like a roommate to
Yeah,
move. Like,
yeah.
but I don't know people who have like roommates and they move with their roommate. That's I don't know people like that. So
Yeah.
you have to get married if you want to pay an apartment because the economy is not that good.
Yeah.
And all the young people, like they are struggling with the money because they don't want to pay you what's your real value, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, like people, I don't know, like even if you being an architect, you think like they're gonna pay you well, but no.
There's a lot of
End,
architects.
at the end, everybody has bad salaries, and it's not enough money to, you know, to
Listen,
move.
so there are two thoughts like in life. There are people who are employees, and there are people who are entrepreneurs, and it's two different. And I'm not saying like this is better than this. It's just the way like some people like security more than making like expanding and making more money and whatever, because it's like failing as an entrepreneur. It's gonna happen. There's no way you're not gonna fail. So some people are fine with being like employees and
we're not saying that it's bad, you know.
yeah.
But here, I think that here in the U.S.,
You have a better
even-
chance of becoming an entrepreneur. That's the thing. You have a better chance.
No, I think the opposite. Like
The opposite?
In the Dominican Republic, it's easier. Because like in my case, I used to live with my parents. I don't have to pay rent, and you know.
Yeah. That's true.
But
that's true.
I think like here, being an employee, you have more chances to do you know, to
Yeah,
have your apartment by your, like me
if
and
can-
you.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
once we move here,
You
like,
make enough money as an employee to live
yeah,
a decent life.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can. For me, living by myself is it's the best, man. It's the best.
Why do you hate your family?
No, I love my family.
I was just kidding,
But man, living by yourself, like you don't have to worry about, you know, if you live with somebody else, you have to, you know, take care of them, all these, you know. You can go home, for example, when I was in Dominican Republic, I couldn't go home late because my mom was gonna be like super worried about me, you know. Here, like I can be at home like at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Mom, she doesn't know English.
She doesn't know. Don't let her hear.
Don't
She
put
doesn't
don't put subtitles.
Don't,
please.
yeah, she doesn't understand English. So yeah.
Yeah. And like she was always worried, like even like if you go out, they were scared of somebody, like rob, like to steal something from you, like do something bad to you, you know.
I mean, yeah, this is like it's even if you are, man, 40 years old, your parents are gonna still be your parents, and they're always gonna see you.
No, but it changed when I moved here. Because she knows, like, here is more secure.
Yeah, but when she's here, man, she's doing.
No.
She's not doing
like,
this anymore.
She do this because I only have one key.
Yeah.
And she has to wait for me to like go home to open the door for me. That's why. But she, when I was here, like she don't text me like, "Are you good? Like, are you doing good?" Oh
shit.
Oh, we have more ratings right now. You have to put this in the intro. Okay. So like right now she doesn't care about it because she knows that I'm secure, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna do bad things to me.
You never know.
I know, man. I've been in your house. I remember I've been in your house till 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And then take my bag and go home.
Yeah.
Man, I can't do that in the Dominican Republic. I can do it, but there's a risk, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody can kill you. Not kill you, but you know, if you have an iPhone, you go home without iPhone.
Without an iPhone.
So,
especially in that part when you go under the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for me, man, like I told you, I knew a lot of people like everywhere in the States. Orlando, Boston, DC, Denver.
Same as me, like New York.
Yeah.
New York.
But here in Miami, man, I didn't know anyone.
I don't, me neither.
No. You moved in with Miguel and Maria.
But they are not my family.
Man, I moved in.
They are not my family.
Still, you know, people like, let's say you get hit by a car, for example.
Yeah.
There's someone like me. There was no one.
And shout out to Miguel and Maria again, like the third time I said. No, man, I have
maybe they should be with us on the podcast.
Yeah. Coming soon.
No, for me, man, I moved here without like knowing anyone, and all my friends were calling me like, "Man, what are you doing? Like, why you're moving to Miami? Why are you going to live alone? Like, what's wrong?" And even my uncle, man, at one point he was like pissed at me. He's like, "Oh, why you wouldn't want to stay with me? Why did you move there? Like, stay like why? You know?" And I didn't tell anyone like the reason. I was like, it was a personal reason, and the reason is that
you are the most important thing for you.
Yeah, but
and you knew what were you doing?
Yeah,
you're not a kid anymore, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, and for me, because man, I know myself. I know like how human beings function. If you're not put in a position where you have to work, where you have to hustle, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
If
that we have to take this word.
Yeah.
And put we have to write this.
Yeah. We have
I always say that if you don't put you in that situation, you will never hustle. You will never do anything.
That's why, man, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go live alone. If I cannot pay rent, I'm gonna go broke and I'm gonna become homeless.
Yeah.
So this was my challenge. Like, I have to work. I have to do something. And it turned out for the best.
Yeah. Look at you.
Look at me. Hey.
An entrepreneur.
No,
doing podcasts and everything.
I'm not.
Doing millions in podcasts.
So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, by the way. We would like
we are ready. We don't have a channel yet. Yeah. But we will have it.
We will have a channel.
This is the first video, so this is like a
It is the first podcast.
Yeah.
It is the first podcast. Okay. Well, tell us how you got this job and how you did the interview and like the whole shebang.
Well, I remember like they told me they sent me an email
Who sent you the email? Like, was it
was
Michael?
Michael, yeah, Michael sent me an email, and I remember going to the interview, but that happened to you, I think.
Yeah,
They send me the address, and I was in front of the building, like I can go inside of it was an apartment building. I was like, I can go to this apartment, like how do they have an office here? And then I called him like, hey man, I'm in front of the apartment and I can get in. This is weird. Like, no, this is not the address. I'm gonna send you the address. And they send me the address and I have to walk.
So you were able to call him?
Yeah.
You had his phone number?
Yeah. No, I think I texted. Yeah, I have his phone number.
Okay.
I remember I called him.
Because for me it happened like the same. I went to the address,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what? And I was late. I was like, shit, I'm late for my interview. I was like, what I'm gonna do?
What I did is like I went there. I was too early, and I'm gonna spend like 10 minutes. 10 minutes
Me too,
outside.
man. I was like sitting in my car, just chilling, you know.
Because I don't want to be like there too early, because they wanna think like I'm too hurry about,
Yeah.
you know. And then I called him, hey man, this is not the address. He sent me the address, and I went to that.
You were running.
Yeah, man, running, like literally running, and sweating a lot.
And sweating, me too, man.
Yeah,
Me too.
I was sweating a lot.
I got to the interview, man, like my shirt was like all like sweat, and I looked like shit. And you know, like
I think that was part of the challenge.
yeah, probably. So when I went there to that building, I tried to like get in. I couldn't, and I didn't have his phone number at the time. So I sent him an email. I'm like, he's not gonna answer it, like, you know. But so, I don't know how.
I think that we were the only ones who got interviewed.
Yeah, the other ones are like, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna go. Like, where is this office? I'm not going to the interview. Like, fuck that. That's why they hired us. Like, oh, they are the only two people who showed up.
probably.
Can you imagine that?
So how was your interview?
It was good. It was good. Actually, I think you had your interview before I did, because he told me like we have another architect that we're gonna hire.
He told me the same. So we were lucky too. Like they hired us because there was more people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He told me the same. So it's no way that we, you know.
Yeah.
And here in the U.S., it's not like Dominican Republic, for example. They don't, like in Dominican Republic, if you go there, probably they will hire you right away.
Yeah.
But here they spend like a month
And then
looking for all the people they can, and then they select the one.
Yeah.
So here it's not that easy as my country.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I went to the interview, and you know, like I was all sweaty and I was like looking like shit. I remember I had my hair fixed and everything, and you know, with the wax and everything, it was like going on my face because of the sweat. I looked like shit, man. I looked like shit.
For me, it was different because I was cutting my hair by myself because I didn't have a barbershop. Man, having a barbershop is like having a wife.
Yeah.
You can cheat on them. And I just moved to the US, and I was asking my friend Miguel, man, where do you like cut your hair? He told me, I've cut my hair by myself. And I was like, damn, like I have to cut my hair by myself? Okay, I remember.
I mean, we all had to do this during quarantine.
Yeah.
Everyone, like
But
the
man,
entire population had to do
Miguel's
this.
headline was perfect. I was telling him, man, you don't cut your hair by yourself. I think it's Maria who cut your hair, and you like.
Maria is his girlfriend.
Yeah. But
That's
me,
so
my
weird.
haircut was a mess. I just cut my hair the same everywhere. Like
Yeah.
the two
Yeah, this is
everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. It was a mess. I knew that, but I mean, at this point, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
So yeah, man, I got into the building, and you know, like it's a very nice building.
Mhm,
Like the
mhm.
building where our company was, it was a very nice building.
Yeah, it was fancy.
Yeah,
Even
it was
our
fancy.
office at the beginning, like we have a really nice view. I was like, damn, like,
Yeah,
I don't
we're gonna
believe
work
that.
here, like,
Man,
yeah.
we are like the
We gotta-
wolf of downtown Miami.
Yeah, we're gonna tell that story. Now, actually, we're gonna tell it now. So I got there, and you know, I was looking like all sweaty, shitty. I had like sweat on my face.
And sorry for that. Like at the beginning, when I went in, I didn't knew that Michael was not the owner, but the person in charge of like architecture and everything. Like I was there. I came in to the office. There were many people, and I was like, "What the fuck? Where am I supposed to go?" Like, and I remember he did a sign out for me to come there, and I was, "Oh yeah," and I was there, and I
Yeah.
thought that human resource. How do you say that? HR was about to interview me, but he was the architect,
Yeah.
and he was showing me like his projects and all the things that he was doing, and it was good. It was good.
What happened?
So he started interviewing me, and I was telling all the things that I practiced in front of the mirror.
In front of the mirror.
So
doing your
yeah,
doing your like stand up.
he was like singing a song
Yeah.
that you know all the lines. If he has asked me something like different from this line, I was like,
no. And keep going with your script.
yeah. Man, I was telling everything I learned before, and that's it.
That's it.
What about you?
Was
I know.
Was he impressed?
I think no, but that's all he has, you know. Like for me, I always say that, like, as an architect, your portfolio needs to, and they always tell me that in your university, like your work have to
Speak for
you.
Yeah.
So if you sit in front of somebody, you don't have to speak. You just show them what you do.
Uh-huh.
And I know that he got impressed.
Yeah.
I didn't say a word, but I know that he got impressed of
Yeah.
everything, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I know my work. I know that I do good, you know.
Yeah. He's not being cocky or anything. He's just like, he knows his work. So,
And tell me, like, do you remember me? Do you remember me the first day?
man, I need to tell you about the interview first.
Okay, tell me.
Because you didn't let me tell the story. You were like, oh, he's like, oh, I'm shy. I cannot speak in front of the camera. I'm like, I'm telling my story. He's like, hey, let me tell mine. Let me tell mine. Okay, I'm like, yeah, okay, going back. I was like, no, let me tell mine. I thought you were shy, you asshole.
Yeah. I'm still
It's
shy.
the beer.
It's the beer.
It's the beer.
He's magic.
Man, this beer is going like down quickly. Oh, by the way, we're gonna bring a cooler with us everywhere we go, like everywhere. Are you gonna get me one?
Even if we get arrested, because it's not allowed to drink in the beach.
Yeah, that's why we have the red cups.
So start telling us your story.
So yeah, I'm just gonna tell it from the beginning because you were cutting me all the time. So
I'm the owner. I'm the owner of the podcast right now.
you. So I went to the building, and like I told you, it was the wrong building, and they told me like to go to this other building, and I was running to get there on time. I was like 15 minutes late.
Damn.
So yeah. So I got there, I was like all sweaty, looking shitty, man. Like shitty. The shittiest person, like, and you know, like I always like dress up for an interview.
He came running from home.
Yeah, like what's wrong with this guy? Is he running from home? Like what's the story? So I was all sweaty, and the majority of the office, like, you know, when you walk in,
Yeah.
it's like a hallway, and it's like very fancy.
Yeah. It was super, man.
Yeah, it was super
It
fancy.
was super fancy. Like it was one of the like best office in Miami downtown. Like
So I was walking in this corridor, and I got to the door, and there was like a glass door, and I was like trying to open the glass door. It wasn't opening. I was like, shit, what's wrong with that?
Same
And
happened.
everyone is looking at me. Like everyone inside the office is looking at me as I try to like open the front door. It's not opening, and I'm sweaty. They're like, oh, who's this guy? He's coming like to kidnap us? Well, what's his story? And then I remember it was Paulina. It was a girl who works in that office, and she said like, no.
shout out to Paulina.
Yeah, use the other door. Paulina, use the other door. So I used the other door, and I got in, and everyone in the office looked at me like, who's that guy? All sweaty. And you know I'm a big guy, like just a big guy walking inside the office, all sweaty. It wasn't like a good scene. And then Michael, like from across the room, and it was like cubicles, like they have desks in the middle, and they have like
Glass all everywhere.
yeah, office glass, like glass offices all around, and Michael was sitting like in the meeting room, and it's like a super fancy meeting room, and he's like he's like, hey, come here. So I got there. I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm late. You know, I'm sorry, I'm sweaty. You know, I tried to do some small talk with him. He's like, yeah, it's fine. Like everyone is is getting lost. I'm like, okay, but why did you do that? He's like, I don't know. Like the address shows, like I don't know. So we sat down. He asked me like a few questions, he's like, okay, so tell me about yourself. You know, I had something prepared. I said it, and he started like asking me more stuff, and I gave him my portfolio. He started looking at it, and he started like asking me like about details and the work I did before.
Yeah.
Like, how did you do that? Is this constructed? Is this? I was like, yeah. And then he spent like the next 30 minutes showing me his work. For like 30 minutes, swear to God.
Me too.
And he's like showing
he was
like,
showing
this
off.
is- yeah. I did this, I did that, we did this, and he was like showing me all that stuff, and he told me like, oh, we might have another architect working with you, and you're gonna be working together. And then the famous question, the famous question came, you gotta be working together, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And he's like, oh, one more question, are you okay to travel? I'm like, what do you mean by okay to travel? I'm like,
That's
oh,
a tricky question.
yeah, I'm like, he's like, you know, we have properties all over the States, and you're gonna have to go there, check on the property, come back to Miami, do the design, and then send it to the project manager, and have the project manager work on it, and like travel. You have to go and check on the work.
And he didn't ask me.
He didn't ask you about the travel?
No.
He asked me. I'm like, yeah, cool. I mean, it's fine, like traveling one day a week.
Traveling, like
Yeah,
people think that
fancy.
traveling
Ooh.
is like super nice, but no.
Yeah, so traveling, and by the way, like when I started working with this company, I went to the office 3 days. I worked with them for 2 years. I spent in the office 3 days. Everything else, I was traveling. It was so intense.
Yeah.
So intense. So he's like, yeah, okay, and you'll hear back from us, like everyone does here in the States. Like they don't hire you on the spot. They're like, okay, we're gonna get back to you. So days went by. After like a couple weeks, they sent me an offer. I was surprised with the offer, to be honest. I was like, wow, this is good. Like it was a good offer. And I signed it. I had some questions to ask. I replied. We did some talk. And I signed it and I sent it back, and he told me like, okay, you gotta start on Monday. It was 17 or 7 of June. 7 of June.
Yeah.
17
of June.
17 of June. Yeah. I'm like, cool, and I didn't hear back anything till Sunday, one day before going to work.
But okay, question: Did they ask you for a blood test too?
Drug test. Yeah. Yeah, they did ask me for a drug test. Yeah, I did a drug test.
Even like me, I've never tried drugs before, and I was scared, man, because I was like, what if I'm taking some pills? Like,
Man. For me, like I had the drug test. It was like on Thursday, I guess, or something like that. And the night before, I remember I had my cousin and his friend in Miami, and we were partying and we were drunk. Like completely drunk. I bet like when I did the drug test, they saw like alcohol.
yeah.
I was
They
like
say that
hangover.
he have no drugs, but there's alcohol.
There's alcohol. Man, we were like hangover, and I was like, shit, I have to do this drug test. So I got there and I did it anyway, and they still hired me. Like, you don't get the result, they get it, but I'm pretty sure like I had alcohol in my test.
It's like me.
Pretty sure.
It's like me get like the every day before having the vaccine for the COVID. The 2 days I got the first and the second vaccine, I was drunk. I couldn't like wake up, and then getting the test.
Yeah.
Like, the test, man. They were saying like, no, if you drink like the vaccine, you like it won't affect you. Like the vaccine it won't work on you.
Yeah.
So man, on 2 days I got drunk. I was like hungover, waking up and going to get vaccinated.
Damn. So yeah, man. Let's tell them the story of how we met.
So I remember first day at job.
No, before starting with the first day, like we both got accepted.
Yeah.
The same job, and we were set to start on June 17, right? And I remember Michael, who was our boss. He sent me an email Sunday night. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna be at work tomorrow, right?" And it's been like a month that I.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah, I was like, who's this guy? Like, what is this?
I thought that they forgot about me. They hire new
Yeah,
people
yeah.
and everything. They were working already for me in my
Yeah,
head.
because man, like we did the interview and it took them like we got accepted. We got the offer like a month before we started, like a month, and we never heard back. And then like one day before on Sunday, I was like, oh, what if I go tomorrow and they tell me like, who are you? Like, what are you doing here? Yeah, one day before he's like, oh, see you tomorrow at work. Like, are you coming to? No, what he said to me, it was, make sure you're gonna be there at 9 a.m. Tomorrow, with the address. That's it. I was like, oh, so we are still going to that job. Because I remember when I signed the contract and I sent it in, they didn't sign it back and send me back like another.
Yeah.
It was just my signature.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I remember that we have to go there and sign it again.
Yeah. Anyway, I got dressed. I looked all fancy. Ooh. I know, like this time I'm not gonna show up all sweaty. I'm gonna show up like with
fancy.
Yeah, fancy. Good impression. Everything. So I got all dressed. I had my. I went out like the night before. I bought some shirts, bought some stuff, and I woke up like super early because I don't want to be late. And still, I got there late.
I remember. I woke up like 3 hours before.
Yeah. So I went there. I got there and I was sitting. You were there before me, or was I before you?
No, you were before.
I was there. Yeah. So we got there and we're like, I got like, hey, hello. I walked in the office. I'm like, hey, hello. I'm Samer. This is like my first day. And everyone was looking at me like, huh? What? And then later we'll understand like it's like two separate companies basically. They're like, huh? Who are you working with? I'm like, Michael? They're like, yeah, okay. Just wait for him. So I sat in like a reception area and I was just sitting there. And then this like slim guy, tall guy.
I was super slim. I have like 15 or more pounds more right now.
Yeah.
Because of the quarantine.
He just like walk in and sit next to me and didn't say anything. Like not even hello.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything.
I say hello, man. I say hello to everybody. I know me.
I don't think so. So we sat there for like those awkward 5 minutes. I'm like, hey. And he's like, hey.
And that's how everything started.
That's how everything started. Day one. And I'm like, is this your first day? You're like, yeah, it's my first day. I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm Sam.
And
like,
I thought that he was not an architect. Because they didn't tell me like we are hiring another architect.
Yeah.
So I thought that you were another employee, but like accounting or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you told me like, oh yeah, I'm an architect. They hired me, and I was like, oh, I have a.
Yeah, I didn't know that they hired another architect too. And then Michael came.
Yeah.
So what did you think like when you first saw me?
Man, for real, I thought that I've seen you in the Instagram page. Because I was looking at Instagram, you know that. You don't know that, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Like on the homepage?
Yeah. I thought that I have seen you before in the Instagram page. Because
Really?
they used to post like regular days, like taking photos of the people. And I thought that you used to work there like before.
Oh,
That you
okay.
just
You mean on the Instagram page?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that you were there like just chilling before starting, you know.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Yeah.
So we went to the office, I remember. They gave us our computer, I think.
Yeah.
No? Our computer, and we have to sign the contract.
Yeah.
And I remember that you asked that question again, like, because we were reading everything, and it says like, are you like okay without with traveling to another state and all this?
Oh, this wasn't our contract? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I remember that you asked, like, are we gonna be? You ask again, like, are we gonna be traveling all the time? and they say no, it's just gonna be like you're gonna work on projects in Alabama and Texas,
Yeah.
and you have to go there to check the designs. It's gonna be like a few days, like just go there, take some measurements, and go back and work here.
Yeah.
We never came back
Ever.
ever. Like we
Ever.
spent 2 days here, and then go back to Alabama or Texas.
So this is how it started. So we signed the contract. We did all the paperwork. No training whatsoever. Nothing.
Nothing.
No one talked to us
Nothing.
except Marilyn. She's like, like if you want to submit, you know, like an expense report. This is how you submit your expense report. This is how you do that, and that was it. That was it basically. And I remember on our first day, Marilyn was explaining to our boss like the budget. Remember?
Yeah.
They were talking about budget, and they had like some issues with the budget, and he was like trying to explain like, oh, this is how we need to do it, blah 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 blah. So yeah, it was weird. It was weird because we were all sitting in like one meeting room the entire day.
Yeah. And that was our office.
And that was we didn't have.
It
like,
was really nice because we didn't have a desk, a normal
Yeah.
desk, and we were in a big space with the best view. Man, it was crazy. It was great. It was good. It was good.
Do you have any pictures still from V?
No, I have nothing. I
Damn.
have nothing.
So we spent the first day, and then the next day, it was a Tuesday. I remember we were meeting with Michael, and he was like, "Okay, so we need to go to Alabama."
No. It was like we have to like feel all the ADP. I remember.
Yeah. After that, I'm talking about after that. And we were meeting with him, and he's like, "Oh, I think we need to go to Alabama and then to Texas to check on the project, so you get an idea of what we're doing."
Yeah. But I remember it was like Tuesday, no Thursday.
Thursday. It was no
Like
Tuesday.
So, like few days.
And he told us we're gonna go on Wednesday. He told us we're gonna go like the next day.
Yeah.
And then the next day we're like, "Oh, are we traveling?" We're like, he's like, "No,
no,
we're not traveling. We're gonna travel next week." And then on Thursday he's like, "Oh, you're traveling today."
Yeah.
And I'm
That
not
was
going
crazy.
with you.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was crazy.
I was like, "Okay."
And it was not it was the first time, but they used to do that all the time. Like I remember here in Miami, I was supposed to work in the office,
Yeah.
and suddenly I have a text from Michael telling me tomorrow you're gonna be in Alabama, and I was like, damn, like I have to pack everything. If I was drinking, whatever I was doing, I have to pack everything and go to Alabama tomorrow or after tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
It was always like that.
So like I didn't know what was gonna happen in 3
Yeah.
days before that.
That's the sucky part. We couldn't plan anything because
Yeah.
you didn't know where you're gonna be.
Mhm.
So my family used to contact me like, "Hey, we're coming to Miami. We want to visit you." I'm like, "Guys, don't come because I might
Yeah.
not be in Miami."
Yeah,
And I wasn't in Miami.
Yeah, and for me, like I spent like the first year I think in Miami till somebody from my family or friends came to Miami, to my place. Because I always used to tell them like, I'm working and I don't know if you go home, probably I'm gonna be traveling. So I
And
don't
you
know.
were still living with Miguel at that time.
Yes and no. Like when my mom come for the first time 1 year later, she was in my apartment. But I remember my mom and Jose. You remember Jose?
Yeah.
They stay in my apartment and suddenly they send me the same text message like you have to go to Alabama.
Yeah.
So I have to leave them in my place and go to Alabama. My mom doesn't know how to talk English and Miguel Jose neither. So it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was
it was-
crazy.
it was
and
intense.
they were planning this vacation for a long time, and I had to leave. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
We were traveling. People think that traveling is like super funny. It's funny the first week.
trip. The first trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first trip when we traveled to Alabama, we went on,
hotels. They used to pay us for the food, everything. I remember.
Yeah. The first time we went on a Thursday and we stayed like 1 week and a half, right? So we went on a Thursday, we spent the weekend, and then we came back on Friday. So this was our first trip to Alabama. And this was like during the meetings, like we were together in Alabama and we were on the meetings and you were like, what?
Have
What
no
are they
clue.
saying?
No clue of what were they saying.
And man, I remember like the first like when we got to Alabama and I was like working on this project, there was no one.
yeah.
There was no one. They had a project manager there
And
that
he left.
to Texas.
Yep.
And I was like, I didn't know anyone. It was my first week in the job. and like, man, it was a hot mess.
Yep.
It was a hot mess, and I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna quit. Like, fuck this.
I
But
remember.
yeah, we survived it.
I survived because of you, because I have no clue what was happening at this time.
Yeah.
I was like there just working in my computer.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was intense. And then we went there. We stayed like a week and a half. I came back to Miami, and then on Monday they're like, "Oh, you need to go back to Alabama," and then they sent you to Texas.
Yeah, they sent me to Texas.
And I went to Alabama, and then that was it, man. I was like doing 2 weeks, coming back one weekend, then doing 2 weeks, then coming back one weekend, and I did that for
whole-
till COVID.
Yeah.
Till COVID.
The same for me. I went to Texas and remember to take some measurement, and I spent there like 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I didn't have like any friends, nothing. Like you were there, and I remember that the guy who was working there, he left, I think, and I was there by myself. Like
Yeah.
it was a mess. It was a mess. I was
Yeah,
like
it
trying to do like funny, I don't know, fun to have fun, like go to places and go
Yeah.
to different places in the city and know the city. But other than that, I just do that in the weekend. But in the week, it was
Yeah.
always there working, and I don't know, like with no friends, like just working there in another.
It wasn't easy, man. It wasn't easy. Like the first trip, we were like, yeah, we're staying in a hotel,
And it was
rental
like
car.
it was
yeah.
not a normal hotel. It was like the best.
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
Hilton.
Yeah.
Like it was the
It
only.
was the best. Yeah.
It was the only hotel in Alabama, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We were
yeah.
staying in Tuscaloosa.
And they used to pay us like the food. I remember.
Yeah.
At this like first 3 months, I didn't spend one penny because they used to pay us everything. We had a car, everything, food,
Gas.
apartment, gas, everything. And then they cut all this.
Yeah.
So we didn't have hotels.
So we were saying in
In the project,
projects.
yeah.
Damn, that was tough. Man.
Yeah. And they didn't pay us the food anymore, and we have to spend money on food because the problem was like in your house you have all the things that you need to cook, but when you move to a new apartment you have to buy all these things, and they are not gonna pay you for that,
Yeah.
So you have to spend at least $200 buying all the things that you need, and you're not getting this money back.
So yeah, but it was a good experience. Like, man, I remember at one point I was working on the project in Alabama, and I was working in Texas with you, helping you, and then they decided that I need to be involved in the one in DC and then the one in Michigan. So I was basically traveling every 2 days.
I remember that.
Man, I was like, I remember I was on vacation. It was right after Christmas 2020. 2020?
No, 19.
2019. I'm sorry. It was 2019, 2020. So I was in Lebanon, and my flight got canceled. So I have to travel to Moscow. So I went to Moscow.
Damn it.
And then, yeah, from Moscow, I was supposed to come to Miami and go from Miami to Alabama. From Moscow, I couldn't find a flight to Miami, so I went straight to DC. I had a meeting in DC. So I went to DC, I did that meeting, then I flew from DC to Miami, Miami to Alabama, Alabama to Michigan, Michigan, Miami, Alabama, Texas, Alabama. And then I was like, damn, like I can't even. Like I was so tired, I was so exhausted, and this is where like I give that point to Michael. He called me and he's like, man, are you okay? Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, but man, I'm exhausted. Like I'm traveling every 2 days, and when I travel, like when we go to those projects, we just don't go and sit. We work a 24-hour shift. Like we were working morning all the way till night, and then go to the airport. Like we didn't sleep.
And I remember that we used to go like work till 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Yeah.
Sleep like 2 hours and then go to the airport.
Exactly. Yeah.
And probably they don't know that.
They didn't know that.
They didn't know that.
But they were like, they knew that we were doing something to come back with results, because like there's no way this is gonna happen on an 8-hour shift. Like there's just no way. And this is why they had me like traveling everywhere, because they know if I go there, even if I have only 24 hours, I'm gonna get it done. So we were doing that, and I was like exhausted. I was like so exhausted. And he called me. He's like, man, just sorry.
Bless.
So I was exhausted, and he called me, and he's like, man, I know you're tired. I know everything. Like, just go stay in Miami for 2 weeks, just relax, take some,
That's
just
what?
work from home.
Christmas?
Yeah, that was after Christmas.
Okay.
So I went back to Miami. I relaxed for 1 week or 2 weeks. I don't remember how much. And then I went back to Alabama for like a month, and then COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, I just decided I'm gonna book a flight, go stay in Miami. I'm not gonna stay in Alabama.
We were
And it-
together in Alabama.
Yeah, we were together. And at that time, the project was almost done. It was done.
Yeah,
Like the project was done. And I just came back to Miami, and everything shut down. Like no flights, nothing. And they were like, "Why did you leave to Miami? You should have stayed in Alabama because what if we need you?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna get stuck in Alabama because I want to be stuck at home."
We didn't have a car. that
Yeah.
time.
I remember I still had to like drive to Alabama because there was no flights. There were flights, but the CEO didn't want us to travel. So I had to go to Alabama like a couple times. I had to drive. So I drove to Alabama a couple times, which is not bad. And yeah.
That was a mess.
And then after like when things start like going south and like the business was shutting down and everything, we were basically put on furlough, and then I just left the company.
Yep.
It was
So
good.
we were working from home, and that was the worst experience because when you work from home, you have to make them know that you're working. So you have
Yeah.
to work double,
Mm-hmm.
to make it notice,
Yeah.
And that was a mess. Like I was super stressed.
Because no matter how hard you work from home, and probably like some of you people relate with that, especially people who are working from home.
Yeah, and
No matter how
architecture
hard you
in
work.
architecture is different
Yeah.
because you have to work something, and then if you're working something, then you have to leave that and start again.
Yeah.
If you don't like the design,
Yeah.
or if you don't like what
So
you're
probably they
doing.
think you didn't do anything.
Yeah, and you were working like many hours.
Yeah. So yeah, working from home wasn't the great experience. Sometimes we weren't doing anything, but sometimes we were doing like a lot of works. I remember some days where I was working like 12 hours a day and the weekend. And some days where like we were waiting on answers or like submitting a design and just waiting for feedback. We weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
So working from home is like in two-edged sword. So there's that. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
For me, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No.
Yeah, Julio got like really, really depressed at that time.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was the darkest moment in my life. I was enjoying it, like being in another state. I was trying to go out. I remember I used to go for a walk every morning to the mountains. So I used to walk every day, try to do exercise at home. But it was stressful because it was the first time that I was living like far away from my family, and my family couldn't go to Miami because I was always traveling. And I don't know, like it was hard for me. Like, I was doing things to make me occupy doing things,
Yeah.
but it's hard. Like, and I know that people don't realize that. Like, you have to live it to feel what is
Yeah.
going on. It's hard to live in another country without friends, without anybody. Like I was I remember I was in Texas, and I don't know, man. It was weird. Like working, and you can go out because I don't know. Like you have no friends, and
Yeah.
going out by yourself is not that interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
I know. So yeah, that's the story of how we met. Working with this company. 3 years ago, no, 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
We met, and since that day we became really good friends. And I think because we traveled together, that's why.
Yeah. Like traveling together makes you more close.
Yeah, it makes you
know?
bond.
And like having struggle together, I think that's the key.
Yeah, because we struggled together.
Yeah. We used to stay like 4 a.m. working together, doing our
It was
best.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even it was like a lot of work, staying till like 4 a.m. working on something. It was fun. We used to have the music, we used to have the beers, and just like listen to music and working. It was
And I think it was because it was you and me.
yeah.
Like we get along right away. At the beginning, not,
Yeah.
Because like you are outgoing. Like,
Yeah.
You used to go to many places. I remember when we moved to Alabama, you used to go to restaurant. I was like, for real, in my apartment. I didn't want to go out. I really remember that.
Yeah.
For
Like,
me,
no,
it
I
was.
don't want to go out. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going alone.
I used to go to the supermarket, buy everything I needed, and just stay home talking to my people in Dominican Republic. At the beginning, it was good, but then I realized, no, man. I
Man, you
need to-
cannot. Now, here's the thing. Like, this is the problem that I see with all the immigrants who like live abroad.
They get stuck.
They get stuck. Yeah, exactly. And this is part of the reason why I left to Miami. Like, this is why I decided to go to Miami. Like in Boston, there's a lot of Lebanese, and there's a big community over there. But I didn't want to go that route because I want to challenge myself. Like, okay, I'm alone, completely alone. What can I do? This is a good challenge. Like, you cannot just stay stuck in what you're doing and be living in a different country while your whole being and your whole knowledge and your everything, like what you care about, everything you do is in a different country.
Yeah.
So physically you are in this country, but mentally you're not here.
Yeah.
And this will not allow you to advance. It will not allow you to expand, to do stuff, to explore. So I guess like each individual is different. But for me, I think that was a good decision that I decided to detach completely from where I'm from and just start from scratch in a different environment, in a different setup, in a different everything, and see where that leads me. Because I gain on both sides.
Yeah. I think it's hard because, like, we came from a small country, and for example, we started with some people when we were in kindergarten. Yeah. And we stay with the same people probably till you graduate. We'll see. Like me, I changed school, but I was still like watching these people in the city, even when I was like older.
Yeah.
So you used to like see and hang out with the same people all the time, and you probably will have like a really big really good group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to hang out, you have like 3 or 4 or 5 different groups that you can text them. You know, oh, I'm going to that place. Do you want to meet me? But here it was different. Like,
Yeah.
you just have your friends that came from Dominican Republic, probably, in my case, and nothing else. You know,
Yeah.
for me,
But now you have me.
yeah. And you have me too. So for you, it was harder because you don't have like too much friends from when you move.
Man, I have no one here. Like
Yeah.
no one at all.
Yeah, that's harder, you know.
But I'm doing great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for everyone who want to leave their country and move,
Be prepared.
be prepared. Exactly. Be prepared and don't consider the challenge as a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's just the way you see it
Yeah.
and the way you work with it. And well, we are here for you. Like, just leave a comment. Tell us what you think, where you're from, all that stuff, and you'd be part of our
Community. You're gonna be foreign
citizens
citizens
from all around the world, just living in random places.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a good time to stop like this podcast. It was a great first recording.
You were doing really good today.
Thank you, mama. But yeah, the sun is killing us right now.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool setup. Like the place is amazing. By the way, we are in Miami Beach.
Yeah. And like today, there was like people watching us, and that was the main challenge. Because for me, I'm new.
But
I'm a virgin. I'm kind of a virgin.
But
videos.
I kind of forgot about the cameras. Like, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, it's like we're just sitting together, like what we usually do.
And once you start drinking, you forget more.
Yeah, you forget more. Exactly. So we're looking forward to record more episodes.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about like different topics, and we're gonna have.
Probably we're gonna have guests.
We're gonna have guests, yeah, that's for sure. We're gonna have just like, we're not gonna have celebrities.
No,
on this.
we
on
don't
this
know.
Podcast.
We don't know.
We don't know celebrities. That's one thing, and the other thing, I believe there's a lot of interesting people out there
Yeah.
that needs to tell-
Everybody has a story,
exactly like we have a story. Everyone has a story,
and we are normal people.
and
so-
we are we're normal people. So let's just get those normal people with us, tell us their story, and everyone has something to tell.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be good, even if no one watch. I'm liking this.
And I'm enjoying this moment.
Yeah.
I told him like I'm gonna be shy probably in the first episode because this is something new for me. But man, I feel comfortable, and I think that we can do this
Every day.
in downtown in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Well, let's
As soon
do it.
as
Well,
we have
next
some
episode's gonna be from downtown Miami.
Okay. I have to get drunk before going there.
Yeah. Well, see you on the next one.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.
Miss you. Man.
Cheers.